Start. Hello, Gebos employees. My name's Ross Shamburger. I am the insurance broker here in Lubbock that handles your group health, group dental, group vision, group life insurance company as an employee there at Gebos. So January 1 is the renewal date for your health insurance with Blue Cross. It's also the anniversary date for the dental vision. So it is open enrollment. So the important thing for you to know is if you want to change plans, if you want to add dependents, or maybe you didn't take the coverage when it was first offered and you want to get on now, you can do that effective January 1. So this is a very important time. If you don't do it during this open enrollment period, then you have to have what's called a special enrollment event to be able to come in the middle of the year. So maybe you were covered on your parents' plan and you turned 26 and you got kicked off the parents' plan. Then you've got a 30-day window that pops open for you to go into Gebos and say, I'm losing my health insurance. I need to get on this plan over here. So know that. Again, we're in Lubbock. My phone number, area code 806-783-8959. That is 806-783-8959. You can call me or Ashley Allen, my assistant, and we will answer your questions. We want you to call us if you ever have a question, or certainly if you have a problem. You can call here. So in the packet that you've gotten electronically, because all of this is being pushed out by your payroll company, there's an open enrollment notice giving you a deadline of when they want that information in. We are renewing benefits exactly as they are this year with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So there is still 3 plans being offered. The majority of you are on the Blue Essential HMO. That does require you to pick a primary care physician. You need to go to that primary care physician for everything. If you need to see a specialist, you need to get a referral to that specialist. And there is no out-of-network benefit unless you're out of the service area and you have a medical emergency or an accident. You have coverage anywhere you go in the United States if you have a medical emergency or an accident. So you have a car wreck and you're in Florida, that's fine. Or if you had a heart attack in California, that's fine. You just can't elect to go maybe out of network to somebody for a knee replacement. Let's just say that. Okay? So please know that is on the Blue Essential HMO. Some of you, those people in New Mexico, are on the PPO. Blue Cross does not write. Blue Cross of Texas does not write HMO across state lines. So anybody that lives out of state is on the Blue Cross PPO. There you do not have to have a referral to see a specialist. You do not have to pick a specialist or a PCP, excuse me. So there are some changes. For employees that if you wanted to get on the PPO and you live in Texas, you can. There is a cost difference for that, and you would have to pay that. So probably most of you will not. The Blue Essential HMO in our area, I've been told, is 100% the same as the PPO. The difference being you've got to pick a primary care physician, PCP, and you've got to go to that doctor for everything, and then you have to get a referral to see a specialist. But the doctor list, the hospital list, is the same. So most of you probably will not want to do that. In what you're seeing electronically are summaries of benefits for the HMO, for the PPO, and for the HSA. So again, benefits did not change, so I'm not going to bore you by going through those in detail. You still have a $4,000 deductible. You still have a $7,000 out-of-pocket maximum. That $4,000 feeds into that $7,000. All of your office visit copays feed into that, and those are the office visit copays $35 to see your primary care doctor, $70 to see a specialist. So that counts toward your out-of-pocket maximum. Every copay you pay for a prescription counts toward that out-of-pocket maximum. As long as you stay in network, regardless of how much your bill might be, $7,000 out of pocket in a calendar year is all you should be out of pocket. All right, so if you have any issues there, let us know. Deductibles do start over January 1. So anyway, that is coming. So you will start over with a fresh $4,000 deductible. So again, out of pocket $7,000. Your office visit copay still $35.70. Diagnostic test is a $35 copay when you go to have a testing done, like x-rays, blood work, when that's in a doctor's office. If you're having any big tests done, CAT scans, PET scans, MRIs, those are subject to your deductible and paid at 80%. You pay the 20%. So basically your plan is a 80-20 co-insurance plan. Co-insurance meaning two people are insuring that. Blue Cross being one and you're the second one. They'll pay their 80%, you pay your 20% once you've met your deductible. All right, so preventive care is still free. So that's part of the Affordable Care Act. As long as that is filed as preventive care, it should not cost you anything. So I encourage you, go in and have your annual checkup. Do that for women. That would include pap smears, mammograms. Again, as long as there's not any complaints or problems, you're just there for an annual checkup. For you guys, you go in, you can have your cholesterol checked, your blood pressure, and as you get older, your PSA, your prostate exam, and those things. As long, again, as there's no complaints or a reason for you to be at the doctor other than you just want to be there for preventive care. Your drug plan's still the same. We've got a 3-tier copay. It's still $25, $50, $70, $25 being for generic drugs. Of course, if a generic drug is only $7, then you should only pay $7. You should not be charged $25 for something that only costs $7. So a lot of times you'll find that generic drugs are less than that. My own is about $2.70. So, but again, nothing has changed. So not going to bore you again. It's the purpose today is just to remind you it is open enrollment. Answer those questions. So for the HMO, Blue Essential HMO, you do pick a PCP, but there's no change. One thing, if you go to a doctor and they tell you they don't accept Blue Cross HMO and you found their name online, Blue Cross has 2 different HMOs. They actually have one for small groups called Blue Advantage HMO, and you might find a doctor that doesn't take their small group HMO, but they take their large group HMO. We see that pretty frequently out here, and that is the HMO that you're on is called Blue Essentials HMO, not Blue Advantage. So put that somewhere. If a doctor tries to tell you they're not, call us, let us help you. We can call the provider relations people for you if necessary. The other plan that is exactly the same plan, but it's PPO, is the $4,000, $7,000 out of pocket. Office visits are exactly the same, $35.70. So no change there. Again, this is going to be the people that live in New Mexico. Could be a few people in Texas. I don't really know why you would want to pay that difference when the network is the same. But it's an offering that's out there, and primarily we put it in because people in New Mexico can't be on the Blue Essential HMO. And then third plan is a health savings account known as an HSA. There are 3 or 4 people on the plan there. In that scenario, everything you do just goes to your deductible. There is no copay. There is no prescription card. Every charge you have other than preventive care goes toward the $6,750 deductible. It has a maximum out of pocket of $6,750. So once you meet your deductible, it pays 100% of all the approved charges for the rest of the calendar year. But again, everything, every lab test, every x-ray, every prescription goes toward your deductible. But because you have that kind of plan, the government says you can now go open a HSA, health savings account, which really is a medical IRA. You can fund money into that. You take that right off the top of your income, and then you don't have to pay taxes on it. And then you use those dollars in that account to pay for your out-of-pocket expenses, your prescriptions, your lab tests, your office visits. So it's just another way for people to set money back, especially if you're healthy. You rarely go to the doctor and you're looking for some place to stick some dollars and not pay tax on it, then you can put it into a health savings account. For next year, 2022, $3,650 is the most an individual can put in there. If you've got a spouse covered or kids covered on the plan, you can put 2 times that amount. And if you or your spouse or both of you are age 55 or older, you can actually put an extra $1,000 each in there. So $36.50 times 2 is about $7,200. If you're over 55, you could actually put $9,200 into an HSA account. You deduct that on your tax return just like you do a contributions to an IRA, and therefore it's not taxable. And as long as you use those dollars to pay for medical, dental, vision related expenses, then there is no tax ever paid on it. The money just stays in that account. It grows. You can continue to add to it. If you want to start investing it, you can do that, and you decide where you open your HSA account. It could be at your local bank, or you can go to hsabank.com, which I think is still the nation's largest HSA administrator. It's an online service, and you can pull down all of what is considered a covered service there. They've got a broker-dealer arrangement where you can invest that money in just in the stock market if that's what you want to do. So check that out. Anyway, call us with that. Again, it's a $6,750 deductible, same out-of-pocket paid at 100%. Everything applies to your deductible. So that is your third option. In that package, you'll see Nurse Line. This is a really important benefit that we want you to use. You can call a nurse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and just ask general questions about what should I do. Maybe as a new parent, you know, kids don't come with a book on how to raise them or what to do, and you've got a 6-month-old that has a fever of 102 degrees or 103, and as a new parent, you're concerned, and you can call a nurse and say, okay, what do I do? Or maybe you've sprained your ankle and it's swollen up double size. You can walk on it barely. You don't think it's broken. It's just sprained. Again, you can call a nurse and find out, do I put ice on it? Do I put heat on it? Do I take Tylenol? Do I take ibuprofen? What should I do? Nurse Line is a great thing that you can call anytime, free of charge, by the way. So we like that. Right behind that is going to be the dental insurance that is also with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Again, nothing changed on that, and the rates didn't change. There was an increase in the rates, and that's part of your packet through your payroll company as to what you're going to pay. We had right at a 14% increase on the health insurance with Blue Cross. But on the dental insurance, there's no change. This is voluntary. You're paying for it. Still exactly the same $1,250 annual benefit per person. So still the same $50 calendar year deductible. That's just once per year, and the benefits are identical. So if you go in and have a cleaning, as long as that doctor's fees are considered reasonable, it should be paid at 100%. You shouldn't pay for diagnostic services and preventive services, all paid at 100%. When you get into your basic restorative, now we're talking about simple fillings, simple extractions, those type of things, they're paid at 80%. You pay 20% after your $50 deductible, so that is good. And then you get into your major stuff. That can be crowns, inlays, onlays, then they're paid at 50%. One thing about y'all's plan, we do have endodontics and oral surgeries covered at 80%. Some plans, to get the rates down, will put those two benefits at 50%. Y'all's plan is a little richer. We do have those covered at 80%, so you go in for a root canal, which is endodontics, and it should be covered at 80% after your $50 deductible, up to a maximum of $1,250 a year. If you're watching this video, just a little words of wisdom. If you need a couple of crowns and you're right here at the end of the year and $1,250 is not enough, you can maybe have one crown done in December, one crown done in January, because on January 1, that $1,250 resets with a new yearly maximum. So that's one way of getting more bang for your buck. Maybe that will help you. Also in your packet, just to remind you, all of you have $10,000 worth of life insurance that's paid for by Gebos. If you die by accident, that pays $20,000. If you need to update your beneficiary, you might want to check with Vicky or Dee Dee, somebody to get that done. Sometimes we have seen people forget over a period of years and situations change, and maybe you need to update your beneficiary. If you want to cut your kids to be your beneficiary, you can list, like if you had 3 kids, you can list them all and put on there share equally, so it does not have to be one person. So just know that. there. So we've got a little flyer in there about beneficiary services. There's some travel services that Blue Cross provides that you might look over that. And then when you get into the vision insurance, that is with Principal Life. The vision plan uses VSP network. And if you would like a copy of the VSP providers in your area, you're welcome to call our office. Again, that's 806-783-8959. We can email you the providers wherever you live that are close to you, but it is the VSP, Vision Service Plan Network. So again, that did not change. If you go in for an eye exam on the vision plan, you pay $10 as long as you use a VSP provider. You can go to anybody that you want to, but they will only reimburse you up to $45 if you use somebody that's not a VSP provider. So do that, because there's a big difference. Vision insurance is one of those where we really, really encourage you to go in network on the VSP, because it just gets you so much more benefit. So if you get a pair of prescription glasses, there's a $25 copay, and then they will pay for one pair of glasses every 12 months. They will pay for new frames every 24 months and allow up to $130. Now, if you want to get that $500 pair of frames in there that are titanium and whatever, then you're welcome to do that, but they're only going to reimburse up to $130 for frames. So you do get discounts to go along with that. So if you want an extra pair of glasses, you can do it. Make sure that they know you've got Principal VSP, and if it's a VSP provider, you'll at least get a discount on all of that on that second pair. So just know that that's in there. Again, it has not changed. If you want to enroll for the dental or you want to enroll for the vision effective January 1 and you're not on it now, you can do that. If you want to add your dependents, you can do that. Okay, so it's there. It's a true open enrollment. And then just some more things where you can save money with Principal that we've stuck in there. And then behind that are just some general notices that by law Gebos is supposed to give you. So there's a COBRA notice. All right, there is a FMLA general notice. The Family Medical Leave Act is what FMLA stands for. There's a HIPAA notice that deals with how we handle your information and how Gebos handles your information. So important, you need to know. I don't know who has a claim, and neither does Gebos. We get reports that show what the total amount of claims are that are paid each month, but we don't really know who's having a claim or anything. There is no report that gives us a list of names and said these people had these claims. We get some detail broken down into prescription, that type of thing, people going in network, out of network. They give us some details about really large claims, but still, we never know who has had those claims. So back to these things that are inserted there, the notices. There is a health insurance exchange notice, so you'll know that where to go if you need to help somebody go through the health insurance exchange and just buy an individual policy through the marketplace. As an employee, you and your eligible dependents are not eligible for a subsidy through the marketplace. That's the way the law is written. People that are eligible for group insurance cannot get a subsidy. So there's a CHIP notice in there. And then at the very back, I believe there is a privacy notice. So read through those. There's nothing says they have to read them to you. They're just supposed to give them to you, but that's part of your packet. So other than that, that's really it. It's pretty quick because we didn't make any changes. The rates did trend up on the health insurance. Unfortunately, we continue to have claims that exceed the premium, so that for that reason we had a 14% increase. But we're hoping that will change in the future. It is getting better, but it's slow, but it is getting better. But again, if you have any problems, you have any questions, call the Shamburger Agency in Lubbock. I'm Ross Shamburger. Ashley Allen is my assistant. And again, that number is 806-783-8959. And we wish you a happy New Year and holiday season. Christmas is coming, so it's a busy time, I know, for you guys. But thank you for watching this video.